Alright class, welcome back to another video. Today we are going to work in the application Adobe Draw. Just a reminder, if you don't have the application Adobe Draw, please make sure you go to the self-service app and download the application. Alright, let's begin. So when you open the app, you should be in the Works tab. So if we look along the bottom of the application, there are three separate tabs. There's a Work tab, which has all of your working documents. We also have a cool Discover tab, and so this tab's really cool because you can see what people are doing using the application Adobe Draw. And so if you guys are inspired by some of the illustrations that you see on here, please go ahead and share them to the Google Classroom. Next, we are going to change a setting feature in the Settings tab. So please go ahead and select Settings, and then tap on the Preferences tab. And we want to go down to where it says Smooth Stroke, which is kind of right in here. And so initially your app will have the smoothing stroke while drawing, which is going to create some really jagged shapes. And if you're going for that, please by all means keep it on, but today we are going to be using the smoothing stroke after drawing. And so by enabling this feature, it's going to smooth out the lines that you draw and make your lines look really clean and crisp. Alright, let's go back to our Work tab, create a new document. I'm going to start with one that I already have. And so what we're going to be doing today, folks, is we're going to be working with line and shape. And so we'll be creating a lot of these interesting shape figures with the brush tool. And we're going to be adding lines to them to create interesting illustrations. And I'll go ahead and show a few of them that I have so far. Alright, so let's begin. Like I said before, I'm going to start with the brush tool. And I'm going to go ahead and select a color. I've already gone ahead and selected this nice orange red. I'm also going to play with the line weight. I'm going to go with about a 16 and a half, 17 point line weight. And I'm going to begin by trying to create a closed shape. Whatever shape you create is entirely up to you. Just keep in mind that we have to close that shape. And right there you guys saw how the smoothing stroke works after drawing the line. Once you have a closed shape, I'm going to click and hold inside of the shape and fill the shape with that same color so that I have a nice solid shape of the same color. Now I'm going to look at my shape and try to imagine different possibilities for this shape. Right here, when it's rotated like this, it kind of looks like an open mouth, maybe someone laughing. It also kind of looks like the face of some type of ape or chimpanzee. If I rotate it this way, it kind of looks like a blob, a formless blob of some type. It also kind of looks like the greater than, less than signs. If I rotate it another 90 degrees, I see the shape of a figure with two legs and no arms. If I rotate it another 90 degrees, I kind of see a spaceship kind of taking shape. So, whatever your imagination and your eyes see is really what you're going to draw. I really like the idea of this orientation here. And so I'm going to start with a nice dark color, nice black, to create my illustration. And so because we're playing with shape and line, play with the weight of your line as well. I'm going to start with a smaller weight. And I'm also going to create a new drawing layer because I don't want my lines to be on the same layer, because we're going to go back and make some edits, and as you can see here, I made a mistake and drew on that shape layer, and that's not what I wanted to do. So I'm going to go ahead and begin drawing. As I said earlier, this kind of reminds me of an ape-like figure. I'm going to say that this ape is currently in a very meditative or Zen-like state. And have fun with what you create with this. It's totally okay if you increase the weight and if you want your lines to go outside of your shape. That's totally fine. If you don't like what you did, make sure you hold down 2 fingers and then swipe to the left to undo your layer. Swipe to the right if you want to redo that layer. The fun thing about this project is that there is no right or wrong. Just a fun way to express our imagination using shapes and lines. And really we can do a lot with shape and line. Alright. Go ahead, folks, and play with this as much as you'd like. I'm curious to see what you guys come up with. Before we head out, I'm going to show you my Kiwi that I think is probably the best iteration of this so far. And so you're probably not going to come up with something that is awesome the first time around, but you know what? If you do, great. If you don't, just keep trying. Alright, folks, this is Mr. Estrada signing off. Can't wait to see what you produce.